Okay, hey, Ryan here with Ben at PPC Director. Ben, you're doing some cool stuff here with pay-per-call ads, and what you have on the screen is sort of a recent client history leading into today, and then today where things go haywire on the quantity of calls.
Yep. So let me, let's see. Let me actually show you what I want to show you is the difference between what a standard mobile ad looks like on Google versus what we turned on this morning for this client.
Okay.
So this is courtesy of WordStream. This is a search for Boston taxi, clearly on a mobile device. And the first ad here is what we turned on this morning. This is called the call only mobile ad format. So where you see this, these ads only show to mobile devices. And the headline is actually a phone number. If they tap the ad, prompts them to either to make a phone call to that business as opposed to clicking through to their website. So obviously for businesses that want to generate inbound calls, it's highly valuable. So we turned that on this morning for this client. I'm going to show you those numbers again in a second from AdWords. A standard mobile ad, as everybody's probably seen, is just your regular headline with text, and it's a click through to your website. So,
right. And we should mention this isn't our client on the screen. This is just an example screenshot.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this is just courtesy of WordStream. This is the difference between the two mobile text ad formats with Google. So what we have here is a client. It's a national lead generation model, and we're typically you can see in this conversions column, we're generating web leads, which is it's like a quote form for someone who wants a metal building. And what we've kind of discovered was that the sales team who's responsible for calling those leads back, and getting people quoted and selling deals, is not very efficient at calling those leads back. And I think that happens more often than not. Call centers, I think, run the gamut from, very efficient to, not really good at calling leads back and closing deals. So what we decided to do, because these leads weren't really getting work the way they should, and the sales team has indicated, hey, we want inbound calls. The more phone calls we get, the better. So we basically just switched all of our mobile ads this morning from, driving traffic to a web page and hoping people would fill out a form on their phone to that call only format. And we've turned it on in like 8 states, 8 of our core states, and not the whole country. And we've already, as of 10 to 5, campaigns run till about 9 o'clock Eastern. So we got 4 hours to go, but we've already generated 57 phone calls today from this across the whole account. Normally from our mobile ads, we're generating half a dozen to a dozen calls a day. So we basically, flipped around our numbers here. We've spent about the same as we did yesterday, around 1,900.
Right.
Cost per click is up. But the point is, rather than having 54 conversions yesterday that are mostly going to be your web leads that may or may not be getting called back, we've now driven 57 inbound calls directly from the ad.
So let's do some math. 57, so 700 divided by 57, I'll just go really, that's like $30 a call, right? Really rough. And this is and we'll assume, I know that there's a problem and you just launched this today. We need to optimize out some of the fake clicks, right? Which you can talk about in a minute. But for $30 on a product, you told me most of the sales are in the $20,000 or $30,000 range.
It'll range as high as that, but okay. Average is probably about $5K.
Okay.
So they can spend a little money to generate to acquire a customer.
So if these are quotable, as you say, like if the sales team's getting on the phone with people, and even say a quarter of them are legit and ready to get a quote, the ROI should be here.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a game changer. I think, and like I mentioned, so, yesterday's numbers include all 50 states. So 54, web leads across the whole country. We've activated in 8 states, and they're all kind of the Southeast. So we haven't even hit any, larger population states yet. So I think, fully baked pie here, we probably are generating 200-300 calls a day on a Wednesday easily.
Yeah. Wow. And so these campaigns, just a word of warning. We did a recent doc. I'll probably put it near this video that kind of walks you through how to do it, but they can be dangerous, right? You can lose money here if you don't know how to optimize. As you learned from me, I did one for a mortgage and we were getting lots of fake calls. Do you have any words of caution for somebody who's going to try this without our help?
Yeah. So, I think with these calls that, we're seeing that a good portion of these, the way that these calls work, and let me go back here, so someone who's searching on their mobile device sees this call ad and they click it, and they may or may not realize when they click that it's going to prompt their phone to make a call. So a lot of them will just hit cancel and abandon.
Yeah.
So that can hurt your numbers a little bit. I think the most important thing is just make sure you're not using crazy broad keywords. You might want to use kind of very specific terms, maybe exact and phrase match, because you can get a lot of junk in there. And a lot of, I think with mortgage, we were running like the word mortgage in a broad match by itself. Yeah. So that generates, searches for all kinds of stuff, and people just click sometimes. They don't really even think about what they're clicking on, or even look at the, Boston-cabs.com. They might think they're calling another business. So that happens, but either way, like to get, even with that churn or that wasted traffic or clicks, you can still come out ahead on this ad format if you're just trying to generate calls.
Great. So there's some businesses it can be really good for. If you'd like to know more about how to run these types of campaigns, Ben, I'll link people to the doc that we made. But really, unless you have a lot of experience with AdWords, it probably makes sense to call a shop like ours. We're going to save you more than you pay us, right? I mean, it's just in mistakes. Yeah. So
well, yeah. And what's awesome though is like, you don't need a good website to do this. You just need to have a website like referenced in the ad, but like no traffic is even going to the site. So that's what's really cool.
Yeah, implementation is fast. I mean, if somebody wanted a pay-per-call campaign today, you could probably have them live by tomorrow. Not very difficult.
For sure, yeah. For a local campaign with pretty specific types of keywords and services, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've done it in dental, we've done it in mortgage. I think we're going to try some other verticals pretty soon, but it works pretty well for those businesses that want. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ben. We'll talk soon. And everybody listening, you should see a form or a phone number somewhere on this page if you have any questions about this or just want to see how much it'll cost to get us doing this types of stuff and other PPC magic for you. Just feel free to reach out. Thanks, Ben.
You bet. Thank you, Ryan.